This is Joe Aufricht, Antics, YouTube and Facebook video number 3, done on November 25th, 2014, Tuesday. Back when I was younger, I made up this thing called oomanies and minnas and in your johnnies. This little motion I made, and I do this sometimes. I'd make believe I was doing it at people, and mostly, and it was it was supposed to indicate how skinny somebody was. Even though I was skinny at the time, at the age of like 12, 13, 14, I still made fun of people that were skinny, especially if they were skinnier than I was. Well, anyway, there was this skinny Jewish kid in my school who had skinnier arms and wrists than I did. And I'd always tease him about it. I'd say, your arms are skinny. One day he looked at me funny. He said, your brain is skinny. Well, anyway, I go, in your underwear, in your wear, in your wear, in your little underwear. One day in junior high study hall in 7th grade, I had a finger in my mouth to intensify my anger, and I was making in your johnnies slash minnas slash oomanies motions at people like this, and people just kind of looked at me. And then one of the teachers who was kind of in charge of the study hall, he said, Joe, go down to the office. So I went down to the office, and pretty soon the assistant principal called in, and he was questioning me, asking me what I did that I got sent down there, and I told him exactly. And he said, what does this mean? And I told him it means I don't like skinny Jews. And he asked me, what does the finger in the mouth mean? I told him it means my intensity of anger at them. And skinny Catholics. There was this girl that I knew who was skinny, and she had black curly hair, and she ended up later going to the Catholic school. I said oomanies. I don't remember where I got it from, but I think it meant that their hair was, she had curly hair, so it was kind of up in the air. I could have called her a zoomanie or said zoomanies, but I chose oomanies for some reason. Minnas, oomanies, that come from skinny minna, so I made up my own little jargon. Well, anyway, after I told him what the finger in the mouth meant, he said to me, you just got yourself 2 nights detention, Joe. I was just telling him the truth. There's this other one where I pretend I'm fat, and I go, I'm a fat, sadistic pervert. I'm a fat, sadistic old pervert. I'm a fat, sadistic pervert now. Do, 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 do. There's this other one. It's similar to how dare you, you made me ejaculate in my pants, but it's how dear. How dear, how dear, how dear you are to me. How dear, how dear, how dear you are to me. One of those how dear, dear, dear deals. It's supposed to be like kind of a sexual love, sadistic, sexual sadistic chant. Imagine the Jolly Green Giant seeing a bunch of little people and going, how dear, how dear, how dear you are to me. A horny Jolly Green Giant. Well, anyway, when I got into adult life, this mental health counseling center I was going to, they let me look at the notes, and the junior high had said that I was very much unlike any junior high pupil they had ever had, that I made faces, gestures, gyrations that caused others to laugh. Imagine this is a rocking chair. It's not, but imagine for the moment. I'm off my rocker. I'm demon possessed. Well, hey, that's the kind of thing that chicks should learn to be attracted saying, "Ooh, you're so cute when you do that." That happened on an Alvin the Chipmunk cartoon. He was up on stage playing the Alvin twist, and a bunch of girls ran up and said, "Ooh, you're so cute," or "Ooh, you're so cute when you do that." One of my versions of the locomotion. I'm feeling no pain. And I'm feeling no pain. So come on and do the locomotion with me. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on and do the locomotion. As you probably all know, if you've heard my other sound recordings or some of my other videos or whatever, or read my old Rejuvenation magazines in the past, you probably know that I had an obsession with a girl named Diane Rossum. I started having a crush or obsession on her when I was 13 and she was 9. Every boy, when he hits 13, should have his own personal neighborhood Diane Rossum to torment, obsess over, etc. I got to thinking that every guy, if he knew about her, was potentially a Diane Rossum lover type. Actually, it's coming up very close, within about a week or so. It's now November 25th and 2014, and on December 1st, 2014, it'll be the 40-year anniversary of the day that I took a bicycle ride up to Diane Rossum's house. She didn't really know me then, I didn't know her, and well, we never actually got together. In fact, I know after the harassing and threatening phone calls to her house by the time I was 17 and 13, which I got caught for, she hated me, I was told. Well, anyway, December 1st this year is the 40-year anniversary of Mr. Rossum coming out saying, "Who are you looking for, honey?" I tried not to be obvious. I stopped on my bicycle just sitting there at the house next door or across the street. I don't know, maybe I was right in front of her house. I don't remember. But her dad came out, stood there in front of his pine bushes by the house, said, "Who are you looking for, honey?" And I said, "No one." I was just resting, and I rode off. 4 years later, when he finally got me in the courtroom, he was calling me a punk. He said to the judge that he didn't want me back out on the street. He said, "Don't you have any way of protecting your citizens from people like this punk or something?" And he definitely said, "My wife is on pills because of this punk." He was so mad in that courtroom that the bailiffs had to throw him out and tell him and his wife that if they wanted to know what the final decision was, they could call on the phone to get the information. So anyway, there was this one that goes, "I want to be the one that you'll depend upon. I want to be the one, bala, 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 the key and the corn, boolam, badoolam, for all the love she, honey, sick day, Diane, honey." Instead of saying "I want to be the one," I say "I want to be the one." Instead of saying "that you'll depend upon," I say that depend upon, or that Diane will depend upon. Let's see. Hey, there's still some time left here. Well, anyway, sometimes when I got obnoxious and Mom was all ticked off at me, my dad would say, "Easy, D, he's just feeling his oats," or sowing his wild oats. So anyway, I came up with the idea of saying "I'm feeling my oats." Sometimes I go, "I'm feeling my oats, I'm feeling," and I'd say feeling instead of feeling. "I'm feeling my oats, I'm feeling my oats." Well, anyway, one day in 6th grade, I was slamming some girl's book shut during class time when the teacher was trying to teach, and she came over and she pulled my hair and said, "Do you know how much I want to hit you right now?" And I started laughing. I was planning on saying, "Well, easy, I'm just feeling my oats." But I started laughing and I said, "I don't know." They must have thought I was crazy because I laughed when the teacher pulled my hair hard. She finally said, "Go out and sit in the hall until you can learn to act more grown up." I sat there for a little while, and then there was some kind of thing in the gymnasium which was also used as an auditorium for stage plays and movies with a pull-down screen for reel-to-reel films, whatever. And the teacher said, "If you come with us with the class, can you learn to be more grown up?" I said, "Yeah." So I didn't want to be stuck out in the hall or sitting in the office, of course. Well, anyway, there was this song by Johnny Cash called "Thanks a Lot," and it coincided one day when I was down in the bowling alley watching Diane from a distance. She got spritzed a little bit by her friend who pulled a straw out of the cup, and she's like, "Well, thanks a lot." And I heard it on the radio and I didn't hear it for years, so I made up my own version. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the memories and all the times we had together each day. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And sometimes I would say to my mom, "Well, thanks a lot." And one day she just kind of went, "Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot." I would have much rather have had Diane Rossum there, swinging her ass, shaking her ass, singing "Thanks a lot." And I thought maybe one day if we ever got married or lived together or whatever, we could sit around in our spare time and things and sing "Thank You Sarcastically" songs. And that's not the only "Thank You Sarcastically" song, or at least not the one I would call a "Thank You Sarcastically" song. This old song called "Bottle of Wine, Fruit of the Vine." I figured that was kind of a "Thank You Sarcastically" song, a good song to really get into and groove to. Not as good as black metal, but it's all funny. Well, anyway, I don't have much time left on this tape. The little red light is flashing, so I better see if the camera's still going or not. Yeah, it's still going, but I think the video is long enough for now, so I'll just stop it there. And any other stuff I wanted to do, say, talk about, will have to be on another video.